The view from the balcony. Lena stood on the balcony of her new high-rise apartment, 30 floors above the city. Below, car lights crawled like fireflies along the streets. She held a glass of wine in one hand, her phone in the other, scrolling through congratulatory messages. "You made it," her college friend had texted. "Living the dream," wrote another. She smiled, but the smile didn't stay. The truth was quieter. She felt nothing. 10 years earlier, Lena had arrived in the city with a single suitcase and a list of goals. She wanted to be a top advertising executive, earn a six-figure salary, and live in a luxury apartment with a skyline view. She worked brutal hours, missed birthdays, skipped vacations, and poured herself into every campaign. Success came slowly, then suddenly, like a train that had finally gathered speed. Last month, she'd been promoted to creative director. Today, she'd moved into this sleek apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows and designer furniture. She had gotten everything she wanted. And yet, standing there, the city humming beneath her, Lena felt an emptiness she hadn't expected. The next morning, she walked to a small coffee shop she used to frequent years ago. The owner, Mr. Patel, still stood behind the counter, smiling warmly. "Lena, been a long time," he said, handing her a cappuccino. She looked around. The walls were unchanged, full of mismatched paintings and handwritten notes from regular customers. A young couple in the corner laughed over a shared croissant. A man sat by the window sketching people as they passed. Lena remembered when she used to sit at that same table, scribbling wild ideas for ad campaigns in a cheap notebook. She had nothing then, no fancy title, no apartment, but she had dreams, excitement, and endless energy. "Busy life?" Mr. Patel asked, pulling her back from her thoughts. "Very," she sighed. "But, I don't know. I thought I'd feel different by now." He nodded knowingly. "Success is about getting what you chase. But happiness," he said, tapping his chest, "is about wanting what you already have." That night, Lena couldn't sleep. She stared at the city lights again, but this time her mind wandered. She thought about the things she'd given up: painting, weekend hikes, impromptu dinners with friends. She thought about how she used to wake up excited, not exhausted. For years, she'd been running toward a finish line. Now that she'd crossed it, she realized there was no celebration waiting, just silence. The next weekend, she did something she hadn't done in ages. She painted. She set up a small easel by the balcony, opened her long-forgotten paint box, and let colors flow onto the canvas. She lost track of time. When she finished, her hands were messy, her shirt was stained, and her heart was strangely light. She smiled, a real smile this time. In the following weeks, Lena made small changes. She invited friends over for dinner, left the office on time twice a week, and spent Sunday mornings painting. Her job didn't change, her apartment didn't shrink, but her world grew warmer. One evening, a colleague visited and admired her view. "You're so lucky," he said. "You've got everything." Lena looked out at the skyline, then at the half-finished painting on her balcony. "I used to think that too," she said softly. "Now I just try to enjoy what I have." For the first time in years, the city lights below didn't make her feel hollow. They felt like part of a story, her story. Lena's journey shows that success is about reaching external goals. The job, the apartment, the title. But happiness comes from appreciating and embracing the life you already live. She found joy not by chasing more, but by valuing what she had.